Welcome to the Untold Stories of the 242 case study, the Eneas family estate. It is rumored that history echoes the story of how 1,000 acres of land were sold to Britian Eneas. It is alleged that the government of old have occupied, sold, and leased land to foreign entities without the respective heirs receiving absolute benefit. Is it true that many tracts of land were taken away from Bahamians and were sold to foreigners? Is there any hope left in a true Bahamian dream? Let us start with a little blank that brought power to the common people. We present to you the penny savings mystery.
Hi, my name is Clemmeth E Eneas, Jr. I am the grandson of Elsewhere Trofield Eneas, the son of Clement E Eneas, Sr., and the great-grandson of John Augustus Aeneas and the great-great-grandson of Britian Eneas. Now, this right here is the Penny Saving Bank. This was the first black bank that was established by black people. It was established by Cleveland Eneas and a few of our cousins, being DeVos, Maynards, and from various different parts of the Bahamas. Now, what we did was with this property here, this came off a tract of land that was originally granted to a man by the name of Alexander Bain. He was granted 1,000 acres called the Plantation of Bain Town. It ran from Long Wharf all the way down to Wolf Road, straight across Wolf Road. Now, this 1,000 acres, it's bound on the east by Collins Wall, bound on the west by Rubinane Lane, bound on the north by the sea, and then it trickles down into various parts. We have another tract of land that came from the Right Honorable John Brown. It was sold to a man by the name of William Edmund Lightburn. William Edmund Lightburn turned around, he sold the land to a man by the name of Abraham Patton. Abraham Patton divided the land and he sold to a man by the name of Britian Eneas, which is my great-great-grandfather. Now, these cotton trees represent the boundaries that was established back in the day, before our time. Above us is another tract of land that was known as Charlestown. Charlestown was controlled by a man by the name of Charles Robert Alexander Samuel Cambridge. He was the son of Britian Eneas. Britian Eneas had 4 kids. The oldest of them was Charles Robert Alexander Cambridge. The second oldest was a man by the name of John George Burnside. The third was John Alexander Augustus Aeneas. And the fourth was Mary Elizabeth Aeneas. Now, this is a very intricate part of Bahamian history. And it all started right here in Bain Town. My cousin Cleveland Eneas, he wrote a book called Bain Town. And what he did was he said that Britian Eneas was a young man that came to the Bahamas in 1835 at the age of 14, which was incorrect because Britian Eneas was born in 1801. He died in 1881. Ha. So, if he came to the Bahamas in 1835, he would have been 34 years old. Now, let's step into the Penny Saving Bank. Let me carry a little bit into Bahamian history. This bank right here, this was where the first set of black free people came to put their money. Over here is where we have the vault. This right here used to be the vault for the Penny Saving Bank. Now, this was not the only property that the Eneas family controls in New Providence that a bank is sitting on. Another bank that the Eneas family controls is Royal Bank of Canada. That's another piece of property that we control. If you go into the Bahamas handbook, it would say that W.V. Eneas didn't wait on the line when the Royal Bank of Canada they was putting up the contracts to see who would get the bid to build the Royal Bank of Canada. Now, what W.V. Eneas did was he did not stand on the line with all the rest of the white men. He walked straight inside under the tent and he walked out in less than 5 minutes with the contract in his hand to build Royal Bank of Canada that sits on Bay Street right next to Royal Bank of Scotia. Come on, folks. Let me give you all an in-depth detail of my family history and the land that we control and we have always controlled. Now, I know what you're saying. Some people would say, how would it be possible for the Eneas family to control these lands? And so many other families are here. This is how it is possible. See, what a lot of people don't know is that you have to look at Bahamian history. All the stealing first didn't start in the communities, it started in the church. And it started with one iconic church, which was called the Church of God of Prophecy. But that's another story, and we're gonna get to that. You can hide the truth in small portions, but whatever you do in the darkness, God will bring out into the light. Now, what makes this property so interesting? This is where the Yoruba society was, because that is the tribe that we are from. And the best thing about all of this is the Yoruba and the Anglican religion was combined together, and it was formed what was called the Methodist religion. Yes, the Methodist religion. It did not start in England, as some would say. It started right here in the Bahamas. All right? So what I need everybody to understand is, they said that black people weren't on Bay Street. We've been here from 1910. From 1910, the Yoruba society was established right here. And as you can see, the remains is still there, and it's very much evident. This is Clemmeth E Eneas giving you a piece of Bahamian history.
Now is the time for Bahamians to wake up and regain their country. For far too long, we have been the underdogs within our own domain. It is our duty to know our history, learn from it, create a brighter future for us and our ones to come. We can start by getting the book, The Healthy Bahamian Way, Business Health Relationship Blueprint. Raise your hand to the rising sun. Use the power to power your households. Grow your food and raise principle-oriented families. Our home, our terms. Join the KGM movement. Now is the time.
God key got us feeling like we can never be free. Modern day slavery. Now is the time to speak with one voice. Search the soul and let's make the right choice. Now is the time.